When you think of the most prominent businesses of Hong Kong, Cathay Pacific immediately comes to mind. And during the last few months, the airline has been affected heavily by the ongoing Hong Kong protests, which included the shutdown of the Hong Kong airport that forced the cancellation of flights to and from Hong Kong, heavily affecting the hometown airline. Another airline that has been heavily affected by the ongoing Hong Kong protests is Cathay Pacific's competitor, Hong Kong Airlines, which prior to the protests has been struggling financially. This video will be about the ongoing challenges facing Hong Kong Airlines during this past year. Founded in 2006, Hong Kong Airlines is part of the Chinese investment company the HNA Group, which owns significant stake in some of China's private airlines, along with Hong Kong Airlines. Based in Hong Kong, it is Cathay Pacific's main local competitor, with a fleet of Airbus aircraft to mostly regional destinations. Though it is a full-service carrier, it is marketed with lower fares and a competitive alternative to Cathay Pacific. For a time in the early 2010s, the airline was growing its presence and had new expansion plans for long-haul routes, which saw the opening of notable routes including Los Angeles and San Francisco in the United States, Cairns and the Gold Coast in Australia, as well as Auckland, New Zealand, which coincided with the introduction of the Airbus A350 to the fleet. The airline also made further plans for new flights to New York and London, and some may actually take note that these routes are served by Cathay Pacific, and was a clear indication it was going after the market share of Cathay Pacific in terms of the long-haul market out of Hong Kong. However, these plans have not gone over smoothly, with its losses in 2018 amounting to around 3 billion Hong Kong dollars. And this problem was only compounded by the HNA Group, which has been having their own financial difficulties. With financial difficulties threatening the future of the airline, Hong Kong's Air Transport Licensing Authority has issued several notices to Hong Kong Airlines to improve its finances or face some sanctions, which could result in the eventual revocation of its operating permit. So with that in mind, 2019 has been a year of cuts and reductions for Hong Kong Airlines. Among the moves that the airline has taken this year alone has been the reduction of its fleet from 39 to 28 planes and offering pilots temporary and permanent transfers to other airlines within the HNA Group. The airline has also made several cuts to its route network, and recently the airline announced it would be cutting Los Angeles, leaving Vancouver the only link to North America in its network. Things have taken even worse of a turn as a result of the ongoing Hong Kong protests, as Hong Kong Airlines has reported significant flight cancellations due to the closure of Hong Kong Airport, and the decline in travel demand to and from Hong Kong has resulted in a planned reduction of capacity between 7 to 10% between September and December. The current situation of Hong Kong Airlines is an example of an expansion plan gone wrong, though one of the biggest contributing factors could be the highly competitive scene of Hong Kong, which has demonstrated its pros and cons for Hong Kong Airlines. While Hong Kong is a major air hub, Cathay Pacific is still the dominant brand and airline in the city, which along with its reputation markets itself with connecting travel between cities in Asia and North America, or Asia to Europe, using Hong Kong as the transit point. Another point to consider is the location of Hong Kong being in the Pearl River Delta, which also happens to have several major airports including Shenzhen and Guangzhou, with Guangzhou being home to China Southern, one of China's major Big Three carriers, with a large expansive international network that rivals Cathay Pacific as well. With that said, we could see Hong Kong Airlines shift its focus on profitable routes within the region, which will include a heavy focus in China, where it has a significant number of destinations in. Also, depending on how viable its assets are, it could look into selling some of its non-aviation assets, as well as the cargo division it runs. Though this will be a difficult decision, especially Hong Kong Airlines probably would want to keep a stake in the lucrative Hong Kong air cargo market. 2019 has proven to be a very brutal year for aviation and airlines, while European airlines such as WOW Air and Thomas Cook made headlines. Hong Kong Airlines is one of several Asian airlines currently in situations that threaten their very future. Like its local counterpart, Cathay Pacific, which also just went through its own financial difficulties and went through it, Hong Kong Airlines is going to do what it can to stay alive. One other factor that I could not immediately verify are the flight schedules and the value that travelers have when it comes to traveling with Hong Kong Airlines. So if you have flown with them, feel free to share your experiences and your take on the current situation of Hong Kong Airlines. Thank you for watching. This has been another edition of Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene from the Asia Pacific. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, thank you for watching and have a great day.